everyone, it's Laura and welcome to Book Bubbler. Today I have part 2 of my poetry collection. So this is really a mixed bag. I probably should have looked at this before I pulled it off the shelf to start filming, but I didn't. So I know some things here are from my family members, my grandmother, and no, I think in the next one there's stuff from my great-grandparents too, but let's get cracking, shall we? So the first up is the Standard Book of British and American Verse with a preface by Christopher Morley. It's just, you know, here's the edge that you can't really read. This is from 1932, and there's a note to my grandmother from Lil, who was her cousin Lillian, Christmas 1941. So that's really nice. So I'm sure she read through this. My grandmother was always a bookworm. That nice collection. Then I have English Masterpieces of Modern Poetry. This, I like the thing. Let's see. This is from 1951. So there's stuff like Gerard Manley Hopkins, Yeats, Frost, Eliot, Dickinson, Houseman, McLeish, Tate, stuff like that. Then I bought this in college, Poetry Out Loud. So it's edited by Robert Alden Rubin, introduction by James Earl Jones. So this is a collection of poetry that's meant to be read out loud. And I do remember sophomore year, a bunch of us reading stuff out loud to each other all the time, a lot of poetry. We were not pretentious. I would say we were very sincere. But there was a lot of really good stuff in here. And this was, I enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun. Next up, this is very old. 101 Famous Poems. This is embossed leather. Okay. Norma Dear, with love from Ruth and Bud. So Ruth and Bud were my grandmother's, oh my gosh, I forget, they're relatives of ours. I think she was my grandmother's first cousin or something. I don't know what that would make Ruth and Bud, but this is by the Cable Company in Chicago, printed copyright 1929. So for each, there's a little preface. And then here's Longfellow the Builders, but then there's a little illustration of each individual author, which I think is really nice. It's lovely, and it smells like a really nice old book, like how you want old books to smell. Yeah, this is nice. So another one of my grandmother's. This is another of my grandmother's, the Little Limerick book. I should really read through this. Ooh, it was a whole $1 when it was brand new. Uncensored. It is uncensored. Peter Pauper Press, 1955. So I know it's illustrated. So I remember looking through this when I was a little kid, and of course I didn't get any of the innuendo, and I didn't get any double entendre. I just understand anything. So I should read through this now and see what I do and don't get, and what I do and don't think is funny. So let's see if I can find an illustration that is not too risque. Oh, that one's here. That's not risque at all. Let's see. This is the illustration I just showed you. Here's the limerick underneath it. There was a young man from Tacoma whose breath had a whiskey aroma. So to alter the smell, he swallowed Chanel and went off in a heavenly coma. That's not too bad. I know there are some dirty ones in here too. So, so I'm reading one out loud, or a couple out loud to my parents. And my mom saying, "Oh, that's nice, honey. Don't read that out loud to anyone else." So yeah, okay. There is this is paper, little volume. My Faces to the Rising Sun. This is really tiny. December 25th, 1931. Merry Christmas from Aunt and Uncle Hall to Norma. I don't know who Aunt and Uncle Hall are. Maybe they are like aunt and uncles, like I'm my friend's aunts. Women Publishing, Racine, Wisconsin, 1931. So this was it's just a little book of poetry. All different people. So like, again, Longfellow, he's apparently near a lot. George Eliot, Anonymous. Yeah, just this little tiny, very small little book with a kind of a fragile end, but yeah. This I bought myself. Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. This is the modern library version from the 1940s. Doesn't say. This is following the arrangement of the edition of 1891 and 2. So I've only read parts of Leaves of Grass, probably like most people who have read poetry, it's just parts of this, but I would like to read this in earnest all the way through. Maybe that's a project for next year or the year after, but nice to have this copy. This is Poems of Pleasure by Ella Wheeler Wilcox, and I'm just checking for an inscription. Yep. So, and this says, "Many happy returns of the day, Mrs. L.E. Wheeler from Lillian." So Wheelers are family members on my mom's side, obviously. This is from 1900, and here is a picture of Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Pretty lady. And this is really thick, very thick paper. It's not like you can't bend everything, it's just thick. But yeah, another lovely family edition. Another one that I bought, oh actually no, I didn't buy this. This is from LibraryThing, from LibraryThing. They have a Christmas exchange every year you can participate in. From 2014, from Penny in California. So it's Joyful Noise, Poems for Two Voices by Paul Fleischman, and illustrated by Eric Beddoes. I have read this. This won the Newbery Medal. So it's meant to be read back and forth out loud, and I really enjoyed this. I think I did this, one of my friends and I made her read this with me, and then we had a good time reading it. So just a nice collection of happy poems. And then, I mean, Thirst, Mary Oliver. What can you say about her? She's wonderful and fabulous. All the good things. I love Mary Oliver. This is another college era buy, but it's The Essential Thomas Hardy. These little poems, selected by Joseph Brodsky. Who's the publisher? Echo Press. So I'm sure there are duplicates with other stuff I have of Hardy's, but a nice little edition here. And then I don't know why this is up there, because this is a play, but I have Peer Gynt up there by Ibsen. I've read this and I know I enjoyed it, and of course I liked the music that was written based off of this by Elgar. Was it Elgar? I think so. Anyways, this is really good, and I don't know why it's with poetry, but I guess I'm gonna put it back there because, well. And then I have two Sylvia Plaths. I've got Ariel. I really like her poetry a lot, and I know I really liked Bell Jar when I read it, but I read it when I was 21 or something, or late teens. I was, again, a college read, and I really related a lot to it. I don't know how much I would relate now necessarily, but yeah, I really enjoyed this. And then also by Sylvia Plath, I have Crossing the Water. And I think this may be a first edition. I got really into poetry just after college and in college. 1971, I think it is. So yeah, very nice. Just a couple more left. This was rescued from the dumpster. It is The Complete Works of Edgar Allan Poe, Volume 1. So one of my friends, Jenna, hi Jenna, her campus job was working in the library, and they were getting rid of old books to make more space, and they were throwing tons of stuff in the dumpster. So she heard about it and went dumpster diving afterwards and saved this one for me. So here is 6 volumes, printed in 1884. So there is a lithograph of Poe. I mean, who would throw this stuff out? And it's really soft, buttery paper. And it's sort of a decal edge, but this is like a sincere decal edge, like a real one, not a fake one. And I don't mind this so much. You can tell it's cut paper, cut by machine, cut by hand, and it's not so big batch about it, if that makes any kind of sense. But yeah, saved from the dumpster. Very happy to have it. Wish I had them all. She tried to find them all and couldn't find them. And then another older edition. This is Sir Walter Scott's poems. This is some kind of cloth that it's like fabric, but you know, maybe this is rebound. This is my grandmother's, and it also belonged to my Aunt Shirley, who is my grandmother's. I call her my Aunt Shirley. It's her grandmother's first cousin. No, my grandmother's niece. Good thing I'm not in a quiz show. I'd fail miserably if it was about genealogy stuff. So it was her grandmother's niece, Shirley, who just passed away a couple of years ago. So Shirley's name is in here, and then my grandma's name is in here. And this is from, oh my gosh, it's stuck together. It's very thin paper. It's like really fine print. Not quite like Bible paper, but almost. There is a picture of him I'm trying to get to, but I cannot. Published by Thomas Crowell and Company, and there is no year I can find. Hang on. 1894. So 1894 by Thomas Cromwell. So, oh, Nelly. Try not to rip anything and show you guys this stuff. But it's very, very little print. And see a picture of Walt here. And the picture is, it has almost a metallic sheen to it, if that makes any kind of sense. I don't know if you'll be able to tell if I can get it to move at all. You can get the sheen. I don't know, but there's Walt. So another family edition poetry. I'm sure this is a dog bite from who knows when. And then this is one that I bought myself. And I read through most of it, and then I used to have tabs for everything. I took them out. It's Arthur Rimbaud's Complete Works, translated by Paul Schmidt. So, like a lot of younger girls in the late 90s, I had a crush on Leonardo DiCaprio. I know. So I rented everything that he had been in, and at one point I had seen all of his work. So he played Rimbaud in a movie with, oh my gosh, what's that guy's name? Paul something, I think. He's got really creepy lips to me. But they were lovers in here. And I really liked his poetry. I loved that movie. God, I don't remember. This is awful. This is awful. I'll try and put a picture up. I'm sure you've already seen it, of the movie and like the title and stuff. But I did really enjoy his work. It's unusual, to be sure. Some stuff rhymes, some stuff doesn't. He played with lots of different styles. And as he changed throughout his very short life, I think he died in his 20s or something. He lived in the like 1860s, 70s. But he started writing poetry when he was, I want to say 10 or 11 or 12. He was very young. But I did really enjoy this. And there's also some letters of his in here. There's context for some of the poetry, talking about his love affair with this other poet who I can't remember. But I did really enjoy this, and I would like to page through this some more again at some point. So it's a very scattered mix of the second third of my poetry collection. I've been looking at, I always get this wrong and say Milk Street, but it's Milkweed Press. And they have so many poetry collections there. I'm tempted to just buy one. I don't know any of the authors that I've written. I don't know what they're like. I don't know what they're about. I can just see like a rough review or, you know, whatever. But I'm tempted to just buy blindly some poetry collections, some new stuff. I did just check out from the library. What is her name? The girl from Riverdale, Lily, what's her face? I like her a lot. But she has a collection of poetry called Swimming Lessons, and I just got that from the library last week. So hopefully that will be good as well. I always feel in like the end of the year, beginning of the year, like reading poetry. I'm not sure what it is. There's no tradition in my family, certainly of doing that, but I don't know, it just seems right. It seems like a nice way to ease into your nights or open up your mornings nicely and quietly. I don't know. So anyways, part 3 will be coming at some point in the not too distant future, I hope. Have you guys read any of these? Do you like anyone? Has anyone here read Ella Wheeler Wilcox? I just know this book and I know her name, but I don't know any of her poetry. So yeah, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.